So Abhay sir, the EV market, म्हणजे electronic vehicle market in India right now is booming. तर what the stats say is there are 2 million of vehicles that were sold in the last year itself.
Yeah.
So how do you see this market growing over the next 5 years?
When I say next 5 years, right, we already reached 2025 end.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And government has put some aspiration for 2030.
Correct.
So there is no room left now.
Yeah.
We are talking of actual deployment phase.
Correct.
And I think whatever government has been talking about around 30% penetration,
Right.
with this pace, it should be going. That's what I see.
Right.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. I think 2030 आणि म्हणलं की one of the major things that is also happening in India at that time is the Commonwealth Games.
Yes.
So do you think, maybe inside the village or that internal travel, tikde, will that make a difference?
Absolutely, because the numbers which anyway government has been aiming for 2030, like 30% penetration.
Correct.
But if you look at the segment wise, right?
Correct.
The 30% is to the personal segment attributed.
Right.
Okay. The bus segments are 40%.
Okay.
And when we say 40%, majorly those will be city commutation or short distance commutation.
Correct.
Then the major chunk has been put 70% aspirational figure for the commercial vehicles.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then
well, like the trucks and tempos and all of those?
Like not trucks, but last mile mobilities.
Right.
Okay. Or then bit 3-wheelers or 3-tonners kind of stuff going. So those kind of
vehicles.
And even the fleet kind of vehicles.
Wow, nice.
That's the
okay.
And 80% of that is attributed to specific 2-wheeler and 3-wheeler segment.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. So in nutshell, the personal mobility should be shifting to EVs. Okay, in especially in the metros and the crowded cities.
Correct.
That has been the aspiration.
Okay.
That's been the lookout.
Correct.
And so whatever you're talking about is the internal competition. Definitely, it will really be electric there.
Correct. So, and I think with the government, the shift happening, like you spoke about metro cities, the metro in the cities for public transportation is also something that is there, and the last mile mobility.
Exactly.
That's what you said. I think so. Will EVs at a public level be accessible, or is that anything in the plans?
The way the push is happening and the way the market is getting consolidated or getting to a specifics, right? There is a room to assume that this last mile mobility will definitely be electric.
Correct.
Okay, because that's the most appropriate thing one can say.
Correct. That is true. Now, when you speak about the penetration, in terms of the percentages that are there, so are they more in the urban areas or rural ह्याच्यात सुद्धा आहेत?
It's not like it's overall.
Right. Okay.
But one of the major thrusts for this is shifting the personal segment to a more or less electric.
Correct.
There are 2 aspects of it. One is the pollution control, or limiting exercising the levers to address that issue at a gross, and also the dependency on the fuel.
Right.
It's another.
Correct.
So whether urban or the rural, now it almost makes
similar.
And again, my insight says is the rural India, right? The people are more sensitive to the cost aspects and the payback aspects and all other mathematics or numerics of economics. They are much keen about that or aware about that.
True.
So with that, I see rural India also would be around getting the same momentum.
And in rural India now, of course, when you speak about the heavier vehicles like the tractors or all of that, farming and agriculture, so in that, do you see EV coming in, or will that take
that was a surprising element to me, because earlier I thought that farm equipment, so the tractor probably would be the in the trailing side of this adaptation. But recently what we observed, because we do a lot of products for vehicle electrification,
right,
and we find that there is quite a good aggression from the tractor manufacturers towards the electrification of it.
Wow.
And we have been engaged with at least 4 companies who are doing that.
That is
and
fantastic.
That was a bit surprising to me.
Yeah. So does that give the power as well? So electric vehicles as compared to the petrol vehicles, that's what, absolute layman, asking this question. The kind of torque or the kind of power that a fuel vehicle gives and EV doesn't give as much is what is the general, conversation.
Right.
Is that really true?
Right, and that's the typical question normally a lot of people ask me, typically layman's questions, what you say is our user side.
Correct.
But one thing is very simple, is electric power is the best one.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Now, if I go back to my Reva days, right?
Yes.
I was heading the R&D of E2O, that kind.
Correct.
So our Reva, the small Reva, used to pull the Verito.
Wow. Wow.
So that kind of,
it had that power.
So power is absolutely no issue. Today I drive an Exxon or EV, and the power is there absolutely. What is the best thing in EV is the controllability. The power control is absolute best. Very, very different than your regular gasoline vehicles.
Correct.
It's basically attributed to the physics of it or the time constants of the what you say is engine, external combustion engine, internal combustion engine, and the motor. That's the different aspect. But power wise, that's the best.
Oh, that is wonderful.